Hee, my lords, this will be your residence. I will send servants to provide your daily necessities. Should you have any additional requests, do not hesitate to let this old man know. With that, the great elder of Fire Cloud led Xiao and his companion to a beautifully tranquil pavilion before speaking again. Before them was a courtyard with a serene pavilion and a small lake. The harmony of the scenery reflected the respect the 10,000 Fires Sect showed the two guests by granting them such accommodations. Thank you, Elder Fire Cloud. Xiao looked around briefly and confirmed there were no hidden traps or lingering presences in the courtyard. Satisfied, he nodded. Oh, by the way, my lords, the sect leader has planned a banquet tomorrow at noon on the sparring platform to welcome you. We would be honored if you could attend. Before departing, Fire Cloud added, please convey our gratitude to the sect leader. We will certainly attend on time tomorrow, Xiao replied with a smile. In that case, I won't disturb your rest after your long journey. With that, the great elder left. Big brother, tomorrow might very well be a trap, Xiao muttered after Fire Cloud's departure. The great elder of Fire Cloud seems to be at the peak of early 4-star Docian. Even for me, defeating him would be no small task. However, he appears to owe a debt of gratitude to Earth's spirit Old Ghost, which explains his respect for Elder of Earth. Our current position might be due to this debt. Otherwise, judging by the current attitude of the 10,000 Fires Sect's leadership, things could be far worse for us. Xiao shook his head. Big brother, what do we do tomorrow? Xiao asked worriedly. After all, the 10,000 Fires Sect housed several 4-star Docian experts. If conflict broke out, their situation would be dire as they were in enemy territory and outnumbered. We'll take things as they come. I can sense that of the 5 4-star Docian experts in the sect, only 3 are currently present. Among them, just one has reached the mid-level of 4-star Docian. That alone isn't enough to pose a significant threat. Rest well tonight. Tomorrow, we'll make a strong impression on these old fogies and begin preparing to take control of the 10,000 Fires Sect. We must strengthen this sect quickly. The central region has too many powerful factions, and the appearance of the lovesick tree may only be a few months away. We cannot afford to delay, Xiao said thoughtfully. In that case, let's rest up tonight. By the way, before we left, Minglan gave me several management manuals. It's time to put them to use, Xiao said with a chuckle. How's your injury? Xiao asked. It's fine for now. I've suppressed it temporarily. Once the sect is stabilized, I'll return to find Minglan for treatment, Xiao replied with a grin. The thought of Luo Minglan clearly lifted his spirits. That girl, Luo Minglan, is something else. Using her position as part of the sect master's family to train within the spirit hall itself, Xiao said with a sigh. With that, the two entered their respective rooms in the courtyard to rest. Teacher, the cultivation methods used in the spirit hall are truly unique, Xiao said as he entered his room. They're excellent. I might try them myself when we return. The Master of Ferocious Souls appeared and remarked. Master, do you have any tips for managing a sect? Xiao asked eagerly. The figure before him was, after all, a leader of the Ferocious Soul domain. A powerhouse whose insights could be invaluable. Now you think of me? But you won't grasp much if I explain it all at once. The key is winning people's hearts. Win their trust, gather their loyalty, and only then will a faction hold together. As for how to win and gather hearts, that's up to you. The Master of Ferocious Souls spoke cryptically. I see, Xiao nodded slowly, as though understanding the principle. By the way, the location of the lovesick tree's appearance isn't far from the central region. I also sense a deep connection between the lovesick tree and the heartbreak flame. The Master of Ferocious Souls added, his gaze turning profound as though peering into distant space. Although the heartbreak flame is not highly ranked among the sacred flames, it is exceedingly rare. Even in the vast records of the world, its mentions are sparse. It seems we'll have to deal with the sect's matters first, and then adapt as circumstances arise, Xiao clenched his fists. Securing the heartbreak flame was a critical objective for their journey into the ghost realm. The night passed without incident. The following day, as the morning sun rose and the world came to life, the 10,000 Fires sect became bustling with activity. At noon, under the blazing sun, the massive martial arena was crowded with formidable figures radiating overwhelming power. Along the edges of the arena, tables laden with lavish feasts of meat, fish, and fine wine were arranged for the guests. Sect leader, it's already noon. Why haven't those two brats shown up yet? Could it be they've gotten cold feet, seeing how many of our sect's powerhouses are gathered here? A burly man swept his gaze over the gathering, noting the two empty seats at the far end of the banquet, and spoke with a sneer. Ha ha ha. The Spirit Hall disciples aren't much, after all. Following the man's remark, bursts of laughter erupted from the dozens of sect elders present. Great Elder, we've shown those two enough courtesy today. You can't shield them anymore. If they don't show up, then the Spirit Hall disciples are nothing but an empty reputation. And if they do, our experts will make sure they understand that meddling in the management of our 10,000 Fires sect is impossible without sufficient strength. Am I right, brothers? The crowd erupted into laughter again moments later. Sigh. Just don't go too far, the great elder of Fire Cloud, seated at the head of the banquet, sighed, shaking his head. Even he seemed unable to rein in the rampant arrogance of the sect's many powerhouses. Still, it's truly baffling why the Earth Spirit Old Ghost Sect Master would personally name those two weaklings. Someone muttered under their breath after the great elder's words, reflecting the widespread confusion about why Xiao and Xiao had been chosen. They're coming. As expected, it's only a late 3-star Docian and a perfected 3-star Docian. Someone scoffed as Xiao and Xiao figures slowly appeared in the distance. Behind Xiao was a basket covered in black cloth, its contents obscured. Elders, I hope we're not too late, Xiao said as he approached the gathered elders, addressing sect leader Hua Yi. This kid is so cocky. He has no idea he's walking to his doom. Several elders thought to themselves, their eyes filled with veiled killing intent. Since you're here, take your seats, Hua Yi, clad in luxurious robes and exuding an aura of dominance, spoke loftily. Though his tone was calm, the absence of hostility suggested his recent experiences with Elder Hua had given him a new perspective on Xiao and Xiao. Thank you, sect leader. Xiao cupped his fists with a smile, then walked past the head of the banquet with Xiao, heading straight for the empty seats at the far end. The seating arrangement clearly reflected their standing. Xiao and Xiao placement at the very end was a blatant indication of the disdain held by the 10,000 Fires sect's high-ranking members. Everyone, today marks a joyous occasion as disciples from the Spirit Hall join us. The future of our 10,000 Fires sect depends on the guidance of these two esteemed individuals. I hope they will generously share their wisdom. A lean man seated mid-banquet stood, raising his cup toward Xiao and Xiao with a smile. Of course, Xiao replied, standing as well. He raised his cup and drained it in one gulp, displaying remarkable boldness. Hee, Lord Xiao, I am the sect's third-in-command, Hua Sun, a perfected 3-star Docian. The man introduced himself after finishing his drink. I've heard much about you, chosen personally by the Earth Spirit Old Ghost Sect Master to manage us. Today, I can't help but feel eager to spar with you, to see for myself what strength earned you such an honor. Hua Sun, mind your manners. Sect leader Hua Yi rebuked sharply from the head of the table. Lord Xiao is a Spirit Hall disciple, and you, a mere perfected 3-star Docian, dare? Hee, the sect leader is right. I was being presumptuous. I'll punish myself with 3 cups. Hua Sun drained 3 consecutive cups of wine, then sat back down. Still, third-in-command Hua Sun has a point. Today's banquet, centered on the martial arena, would be rather dull with just drinking and feasting, Xiao said calmly, ignoring the mocking laughter. I have a suggestion. Sect leader, may I? Lord Xiao, please speak your mind, sect leader Hua Yi replied, intrigued. I'm willing to spar with Lord Hua Sun to entertain everyone. However, Xiao paused. Come on. Hua Sun's figure leaped forward upon hearing the words, landing directly in the arena with a smile. But just Hua Sun, third in command, is not enough. Moments later, Xiao Yan's calm voice spread slowly through the seating area, like thunder. Kid, are you courting death? Furious voices erupted from the other powerful figures seated nearby upon hearing Xiao Yan's words. Enough! Hua Yi waved his hand, suppressing their rising anger. Then, what do you suggest? Hua Yi asked with a smile, clearly admiring Xiao Yan's boldness. Sect leader Hua Yi, this is a trap, but I, Xiao Yan, have come as promised. The 10,000 Fires sect, my brother and I will certainly take over its management. Xiao Yan spoke slowly, his expression unchanged. Crack! Crack! Just as Xiao Yan finished speaking, the delicate wine cup in Hua Yi's hand shattered instantly. If anyone disagrees, then come at me together. If you won't submit, I'll fight until you do. A moment later, the smile on Xiao Yan's lips turned devilishly radiant, his voice resounding like thunder through the arena. This guy is too arrogant. It seems the Earth Spirit Old Ghost Sect Master has underestimated him this time. Watching the defiant and ambitious Xiao Yan in the arena, the great elder of Fire Cloud could only shake his head silently. You brat, you're seeking death. Hua Yi's furious aura erupted, spreading out in an instant. The oppressive power of a mid-4-star Docian filled the air. I don't want to waste time. If any of you disagree, come at me together. Including you, sect leader. Xiao Yan smiled faintly, walking calmly from his seat to the arena, ready to fight, his composure unfazed by the bloodthirsty gazes fixed upon him. Xiao Yan wasn't incapable of management. He simply found it tedious. After all, many of the forces on the Do-Chi continent were built under his command, and he excelled at managing them when he chose to. Sect leader, this brat is too arrogant. Let's teach him a lesson. Within moments, 10 perfected 3-star Docian experts voiced their intent in unison. Father, let me join them too, Hua Liuxin said. You 10, go all out, but make sure he doesn't lose his life. Liuxin, you'll stay here and watch. Hua Yi made his decision shortly after. Among the high-ranking members of the 10,000 Fires sect, only Hua Yi, Elder Hua, the great elder of Fire Cloud, and Hua Liuxin remained seated. The 10 other experts left their seats, heading to the arena with overwhelming auras. Brother, let me join you. Xiao Gui spoke, sensing the immense power radiating from the 10 experts, visibly worried. Relax, this much power doesn't require your help. Xiao Yan laughed heartily, his voice brimming with boundless confidence. These fellows are in for a rough time. Watching the two opposing sides in the arena, Elder Hua could only shake his head repeatedly. He alone understood the depths of Xiao Yan's strength, which seemed bottomless like an abyss. His offensive capabilities were so terrifying that even a half-step 4-star Docian like himself felt chills at the thought. Brat, you'll pay for your arrogance, and the price will be your severe defeat. The 10 experts lined up before Xiao Yan, with Huasun radiating an intense wave of fire between his brows as he spoke venomously. 10 perfected 3-star Docian experts, your sect's foundation is indeed formidable. However, this still isn't enough. Xiao Yan's gaze deepened as he spoke, and the dazzling great heavenly scarlet flame seed emerged around him. Clearly, he wasn't underestimating his opponents. You're asking for death. Attack together. Rip this brat apart, and show him the power of the 10,000 Fires sect. Provoked by Xiao Yan's terrifying taunts, the 10 experts erupted with green flames and surged toward him. Their combined momentum was so overwhelming that even an early 4-star Docian would have to retreat temporarily. Yet Xiao Yan remained unmoved. The space around him trembled slightly, as if some mysterious power was awakening. Noticing this, sect leader Hua Yi's expression subtly shifted. Come at me. Xiao Yan laughed calmly, his demeanor exuding complete confidence as the 10 experts unleashed their full strength. Die, brat. The 10 experts each radiated dazzling green flames, flames of the small, heavenly seed level. Sect leader, their attacks are too overwhelming. Please have them stop. If anything happens to Xiao Yan, and the Spirit Hall holds us accountable, the consequences will be unbearable for us, urged the great elder of Fire Cloud anxiously, watching the dazzling strikes of the 10 experts. Even with his early 4-star Dou-Xian strength, he struggled to contend with the combined attacks of 10 perfected 3-star Dou-Xian experts, let alone someone like Xiao, who was only at the late 3-star Dou-Xian stage. Himph. My elder brother is no ordinary figure. You'd better keep your people in check. Xiao Gui snorted coldly, his faith in Xiao unwavering. No rush. Sect leader Hua Yi remarked, his eyes fixed intently on Xiao. Despite the dire situation, Xiao showed no signs of panic. What caught Hua Yi's attention even more was the peculiar aura emanating from Xiao, a force resembling a domain, though not exactly one, radiating from his mid-4-star Dou-Xian strength. Hua Yi resolved to act without hesitation should Xiao face any genuine danger. Swish, swish. As the attacks of the 10 experts closed within 5 meters of Xiao, his body suddenly turned illusory. In an instant, his entire figure morphed into a vortex, causing the 11 combatants to vanish abruptly from the dueling platform, leaving the audience stunned. What's going on? They just disappeared? Hua Liuxin's expression was one of shock as he processed the scene. This Xiao is rather terrifying, Hua Yi murmured, his gaze turning peculiar. It became clear to him that for Earth's spirit old ghost to place such high regard on Xiao, there must be something extraordinary about the young man. Domain, the great elder of Fire Cloud muttered involuntarily as he surveyed the scene. The dueling platform retained traces of an oppressive and unique energy that lingered ominously. The term domain was typically associated only with 5-star Dou-Xian experts. Even in the prodigy-filled ferocious soul domain, reaching the threshold of a domain was incredibly rare. Only individuals with extraordinary talent, such as the son of Sect Masterling from Earth Hall, Ling Yu, had achieved a partial domain as a perfected 4-star Dou-Xian. Aside from that, domains were exclusively the realm of 5-star Dou-Xian experts. What Xiao displayed doesn't appear to be a domain or even a partial domain, someone clarified. It seems more like a mysterious space, a precursor to a domain. If he manages to comprehend it fully, he'll complete the first step toward forming a partial domain. Great Elder, it seems you were right. This young man is indeed remarkable. Even Hua Yi's expression grew grave, recognizing that Xiao, despite only being at the late 3-star Dou-Xian stage, had already achieved what even many 4-star Dou-Xian experts in Earth Hall could not. Xiao future potential was immeasurable. Let's watch and see. Another murmured in agreement. Suddenly, the duel scene shifted to a void of utter darkness. Xiao swirling vortex had transported the 10 combatants into the sacred flame space. Thud. The radiant attacks dissipated into nothingness, leaving the 10 experts bewildered. What just happened? Where are we? Still reeling from the sudden change, they looked around in disbelief. Gentlemen, allow me to offer you a gift, Xiao voice echoed ominously. This sacred flame space, isolated from external forces, suppressed the strength of the 10 combatants while amplifying Xiao power by an entire star. Moreover, being in this domain-like environment, their fire-based techniques faced significant restrictions under Xiao dominance. Brat, get down here and face your death, Hua Sun shouted, his voice laced with fury. Stop hiding behind your tricks. Scarlet Flame Sea. Ignoring Hua Sun's outburst, Xiao hovered high in the sacred flame space. Crimson flames erupted violently from his body, spreading outward like a volcanic explosion. Is that the power of a great heavenly seed? The sight of Xiao enveloped in those blazing red flames left the 10 experts visibly shaken. Within the sacred flame space, Xiao suppressed their strength by a full star, while enhancing his own. Coupled with the space's overpowering constraints, the 10 fire attribute experts found it increasingly challenging to wield their techniques effectively. Don't panic. This is just a trick. Let's join forces and obliterate him. Hua Sun rallied the group, his voice steady and authoritative, inspiring confidence among them. Boom! Just as they began accumulating their strength, the crimson flames surged explosively, engulfing the entire sacred flame space in a scene reminiscent of a hellish inferno. If you weren't from the 10,000 Fires sect, I would have already crushed you completely. Do you yield, or not? Xiao Yin stood high above, his entire being enveloped in the mighty flames of a great heavenly seed, his tone indifferent. Never. Brothers, attack? Kill him for me. Xun'er roared, refusing to admit defeat. Fire palm, wind and fire finger. As Xun'er's command fell, the 10 individuals immediately unleashed dazzling flames, their power surging wildly. Even though their strength was temporarily suppressed to the late 3-star Do Xian level within the sacred flame space, their attacks remained overwhelmingly fierce. Scarlet flame bloom. Seeing the ferocity of the 10 attackers, Xiao Yin was not angered, but instead pleased. After all, it was rare for the 10,000 Fires Sect to have such loyal subordinates. However, for now, they had to be defeated. Whoosh! In an instant, the various attacks of the 10 individuals converged into a menacing azure beam of light, carrying terrifying azure flames and waves of destructive energy. This combined attack from 10 late 3-star Do Xian experts was so formidable that even a 4-star Do Xian would have to avoid it. Boom! Without hesitation, Xiao Yin acted. At his command, the crimson flames that filled the sacred flame space erupted like fireworks, exploding outward. The explosion's power was awe-inspiring, leaving everyone in shock. At this moment, a trace of hesitation finally appeared in the hearts of the 10 attackers. This Xiao Yin was not as easy to deal with as they had imagined. To achieve a striking effect, I'm afraid I'll have to trouble you all. Xiao Yan's voice descended from above as the azure energy clashed violently with the crimson flames in midair. What does he mean by that? The 10 individuals continued to channel their Do Qi, trying to overwhelm Xiao Yin with their azure energy. Xun'er, third in command, looked behind Xiao Yin. Suddenly, a cry of alarm echoed among the 10. Roar! The other 9 raised their heads slowly, and what they saw left them stunned. Behind Xiao Yin, a ferocious dragon cloaked in fiery crimson flames stared down at them with indifferent, chilling eyes. How is this possible? Even Xun'er was finally forced to acknowledge the truth. Xiao Yin indeed possessed the potential to earn the favor of the Earth's spirit old ghost. A sliver of fear crept into his heart. How long has it been? Could something have gone wrong? In the banquet area, Hua Yun, the great elder, couldn't help but express concern. Regardless of whether Xiao Yin or the sect's experts were injured, it would reflect poorly on the sect. Although the 10 late 3-star Do Xian experts were strong, Xiao Yan's embryonic domain allowed him to enhance his own strength while weakening his opponents. Even if he couldn't win, he would remain undefeated. Therefore, Hua Yun's worry was primarily for their sect's warriors. Thud. Thud. Just as Hua Yun finished speaking, the space at the center of the fighting stage rippled, and several figures suddenly emerged into view. This? Hua Yun's eyes twitched violently at the sight. The 10 figures were none other than the sect's experts who had been sent to stop Xiao Yin. But now, they appeared utterly defeated, disheveled, exuding a burnt smell, their auras weak as though they had been discarded like lifeless dogs. Huff huff. It's been ages since I've felt this good, Xiao Yin remarked as he emerged last, casually dusting his hands and glancing at the 10 battered individuals. Xiao Yin, you've gone too far. Hua Liuxin couldn't contain her anger as she confronted him. Sect leader Hua Yi, is there still any doubt? Xiao Yin ignored Hua Liuxin and turned his gaze toward Hua Yi. Your strength is inferior, yet your combat power rivals that of a 4-star Do Xian, Hua Yi replied calmly. However, defeating my sect's warriors repeatedly is unacceptable. Today, I will personally test your abilities. With those words, Hua Yi's robes fluttered as he vanished from his seat, reappearing beside Xiao Yin. Sect leader, you mustn't. Elder Hua and Hua Yun hurriedly stepped forward to dissuade him. Hua Yi, as the current sect leader of the 10,000 Fires sect, had reached the mid-4-star Do Xian level, a strength far beyond Xiao Yan's late 3-star Do Xian stage. The gap between them was vast. Your concerns are appreciated, elders, Xiao Yin said, his tone calm. However, I too wish to experience the sect leader's might. At the mid-4-star Do Xian stage, the strength is exceptionally formidable. If Xiao Yin didn't employ his trump cards, such as the Sacred Flame and the Flame Swallowing technique, this level of opponent might become a significant threat to him. However, Xiao Yin remained unbothered. After all, to prepare for future leadership, he would naturally need to confront powerful adversaries to advance as quickly as possible. Sect leader Hua, please, Xiao Yin gestured courteously as he spoke. I'm naturally of the fire attribute, and I dislike prolonged battles. If you can't withstand my attacks, simply concede, said Hua Yi, a faint trace of pride flashing across his pale face. Clearly, as the leader of the 10,000 Fires sect, he must have some hidden aces up his sleeve. Xiao Yin, however, stood motionless, ignoring Hua Yi's words. His eyes slowly closed as he focused on connecting with the spirit palace within his soul sea. What is this guy up to? Some of the 10 experts who had previously been defeated by Xiao Yin looked on curiously. They had no choice but to admit their loss, given Xiao Yan's overwhelming power in his unique spatial domain. The combination of the great heavenly seed and the spatial array had left them utterly helpless. Wait, could it be? Immortal-level soul power? Suddenly, Xiao Yan's actions caused a stir among all the strong individuals present. Apart from the sect leader and the great elder, everyone else seemed momentarily suppressed by the dazzling soul power emanating from Xiao Yin. Lord Xiao Yin, I have a question, said the great elder of Fire Cloud solemnly after a moment of hesitation as Xiao Yan's soul power continued to flow out. Go ahead, great elder, Xiao Yin replied calmly, still with his eyes closed as he released his soul power, clearly intent on matching Hua Yi's strength. Lord Xiao Yin, are you an alchemist? Fire Cloud's tone was fervent, his gaze fixated on Xiao Yan's radiant soul power. Before Fire Cloud could finish his sentence, a wave of invisible soul energy rippled outward from Xiao Yin, spreading across the entire dueling platform. I should have realized it sooner. A strong individual with immortal-level soul power must be an immortal tier 4th grade alchemist. Sect leader Hua Yi of the 10,000 Fires sect is willing to submit to Lord Xiao Yan's leadership. In the next moment, Hua Yi, who had been prepared to battle Xiao Yin, knelt on one knee and pledged allegiance. For a mid-4-star Do Xian and a sect leader to kneel in such a manner, especially in front of his subordinates, spoke volumes. Sect leader Hua, please rise. I had no choice but to act this way. I hope you won't take offense, Xiao Yin said gently, his tone softening now that his goal was achieved. This guy is actually an immortal tier 4th grade alchemist? The experts who had been overwhelmed by Xiao Yan's soul power couldn't help but mutter in astonishment. In the ghost realm, alchemists were incredibly rare, granting them godlike status. Even an emperor-class alchemist would be eagerly nurtured by the 10,000 Fires sect, let alone someone of Xiao Yan's caliber. Lord Xiao Yin, we were blind to your greatness before. From today onward, the strong members of the 10,000 Fires sect will serve under Lord Xiao Yin and Xiao Gu. Hua Yi swore earnestly. He understood that having an immortal tier 4th grade alchemist in their ranks would bring immense prestige. With Xiao Yan's aid, the 10,000 Fires sect could easily ascend to the ranks of the top-tier powers in the central region. Xiao Gu, distribute the items, Xiao Yin ordered, noting the complete submission of the sect's leadership. Yes, these are some 3rd-tier emperor-grade pills my elder brother refined earlier. They're all for you, Xiao Gu responded, unveiling a basket filled with jade bottles containing pills, much to the shock of everyone present. What a grand gesture! The sheer number of pills left the crowd's hearts pounding. Such a wealth of resources would significantly bolster the sect's strength. Spread my decree. Any sect member stuck at the bottleneck of 2-star Do Xian or 3-star Do Xian may come to receive spirit liquid to extend their cultivation time, as well as various healing and cultivation pills. Those who contribute to the sect will be richly rewarded, while those who err will be strictly punished, Xiao Yin announced firmly. Yes, my lord. Hua Yi replied with visible excitement. This was the day Hua Yi had long awaited. With Xiao Yan's unparalleled strength, the 10,000 Fires sect was poised to become a dominant force in the upcoming sect tournament 3 years later, securing its position as one of the most powerful sects in the central region. Following the feast, every sect member at a bottleneck was given generous resources, leading to a surge in strength. The next day, as the sun rose, a guard drenched in blood slowly made his way from another region of the central region to the 10,000 Fires sect. His injuries were severe, and his aura suggested he was also a disciple of the sect. Lord Xiao, Lord Xiao, the sect leader has urgent matters for you in the main hall. Early in the morning, the guard's urgent voice broke Xiao and Xiao sleep as he called to them from outside their quarters, his tone conveying a sense of urgency as if something significant had occurred. Brother, could something serious have happened? Xiao asked as the two of them prepared to leave the room. I'm not sure, but it must be important. Otherwise, there wouldn't be such urgency. Let's go. Xiao remember. Now that the 10,000 Fires sect situation has stabilized and the lovesick tree is about to appear, I need to obtain it first. During this time, focus on training the sect disciples. By the time I return, it will be time for the 3-year sect competition. I'm sorry to trouble you these past few years, Xiao said with a hint of guilt. Don't worry, brother. There are many forces in the central region, but the 10,000 Fires sect holds a strategic location. Even if we're surrounded, we can choose not to fight. Xiao nodded solemnly, understanding Xiao concerns. With that, the two headed toward the main hall. As they entered, they saw dozens gathered inside. Most were powerful figures from the sect, though some were unfamiliar to Xiao. Despite this, they all treated him with great respect. Lord Xiao, our territory has been attacked, sect leader Hua Yi said gravely, approaching Xiao. Territory? Xiao was puzzled. Yes, Lord Xiao, Hua Yi explained. In the central region, every major force has territories or resources they control. Our sect's territory is a crystal vein rich in energy crystals. While these crystals cannot compare to your pills, they provide valuable cultivation resources for our disciples. The sect has 5 4-star Docian. The second and third elders have long been stationed at the crystal vein to protect it. However, a disciple just reported that the territory was attacked, and the 2 elders' safety is uncertain, Elder Hua added, frowning deeply. Such an attack in the central region? Xiao asked. Lord Xiao, you may not be aware, but the central region is a place where the strong prey on the weak. Battles happen constantly, and neither the Earth Hall nor the Spirit Hall intervenes, Hua Yi explained gravely. The attackers are from a sect called Azure Cloud Pavilion. Their backer is rumored to be a powerful figure from the Earth Hall, Hua Yi continued. The Azure Cloud Pavilion is considered one of the top sects in the central region. They have a late 4-star Docian among them, the Great Elder of Fire Cloud added with a deep frown, clearly concerned about the strength of this formidable opponent. Late 4-star Docian, Xiao muttered, nodding thoughtfully. Although surprised, he remained calm. He was only at the late 3-star Docian stage, but with the Docian pill, he could break through to 4-star Docian soon. Sect leader Hua, where exactly is our territory? Xiao asked after a moment. Our territory is located in the core area of the central region, a chaotic zone teeming with various factions, which is why we stationed 2 elders there, Hua Yi responded. Xiao murmured to himself, could the appearance of the lovesick tree be related to this territory? Lord Xiao, the lovesick tree is indeed near our territory. The attack may be linked to its emergence, Hua Yi said solemnly. I will go with you this time. The territory is too important to lose, Hua Yi insisted. Oh, the lovesick tree and the territory are that close, Xiao mused. Then, shaking his head, he replied, no need. I will handle this alone. I will resolve the crisis at the territory and enter the area where the lovesick tree appears. During that time, I leave the sect's affairs in your hands, sect leader Hua and Xiao. Lord Xiao, with all due respect, the enemy is a late 4-star Docian. The gap between your current level and theirs, Hua Yi hesitated, deeply worried. Sect leader Hua, rest assured, Xiao interrupted. As I approached the sect, I noticed several suspicious figures nearby. They are likely spies from the Listening Wind Pavilion. The Listening Wind Pavilion is on par with our sect. As for the late 4-star Docian powerhouse from Azure Cloud Pavilion, the sect leader need only await good news, Xiao said with a slight smile at the corner of his lips. Sect leader, Lord Xiao is absolutely right. With Azure Cloud Pavilion pressing from the outside and Ting Feng Pavilion watching us like a tiger stalking its prey from within, You must not leave. Besides, Lord Xiaoyan's skills are unparalleled, and as a formidable alchemist, he will surely turn the tide in our favor. The high-ranking members present echoed unanimously upon hearing Xiaoyan's words. The 10,000 Fires sect was their stronghold. If they dispatched powerhouses to resolve the situation in their territory, it would leave them vulnerable to an attack by Tingfeng Pavilion. Such a scenario could spell disaster for them. Lord Xiaoyan, Hua Yi, looking at the gentle man before him, couldn't help but shake his head. That late 4-star Dosian powerhouse was someone even he had little chance of defeating. Sect leader, Xiao Gui. Xiaoyan addressed him directly. I have left behind a significant number of pills, enough to enhance the strength of the sect's powerhouses to some extent. However, remember this. During my absence, under no circumstances are you to engage in any battles. You must hold your ground and defend the sect's base. Xiaoyan reiterated his instructions. If their stronghold were lost, their situation would become dire. We will obey Lord Xiaoyan's orders. The powerhouses present responded respectfully after a brief pause. There's no time to lose. Depart immediately. After finalizing some additional details, Xiaoyan turned to the blood-colored guard who had come to report. Lord Xiaoyan, we will travel through the secret passage. Please follow me, the guard said.